kumba hakuna kanyama kedhora, mangwana hakuna chingwa. Saka mukavati vanhu vekuzimbabwe magwara, vanhu vekuzimbabwe ngatitei protest tibvise Mnangagwa, guys, panotoda kutorongeka kwakasimba kwekuti how did they survive. And Jesu nanyatsotaura kuti probably 70% or 80% or vamwe vanoti 95% ndo vanhu vaiva vari nanasiya sokwekwe. Ukandiona nanasiya sokwekwe, imagine kuti that market you close it for a stay away kana kuti tomboti for 1 week. Guys, practically I don't think kuti zvinobuda nhamwe pazimbabwe. Guys, tiri privileged, tiri out of touch zvedu of course vanhu vanenge vari panapa vazhinji vanenge vari exposed to better living conditions, but vanhu vari pazimbabwe pakashata. Saka I've become one of those people akufunga kuti those people who teach non-violent resistance, they need to push more, because zvimwe zvacho zve-non-resistance it can be done nevanhu vari kuno kuna diaspora kuno, muchipusha message to the world against something that is happening. But munhu ari paground kuti muti close that shop, close Copacabana, close mabheri pambare musika pape, close musika wese, close siya so, kwandiri panorema guys. Ndo maonero angu, handisi kuti but stay away. Ukanzwa chidemba sonzwa kuti akomana, saka stay away yacho. Saka ende vanhu vanombopinda mutaundi nhasi handina kana kuita dhora nhasi, vana vana mari yechingo. So I don't know, ndo maonero angu inini, ndo maonero angu hangu, but pakashata. Thank you very much.
If you come from Mutoko, I think you remember kuti kune kunonzi kuma-projects kuya kunorohwa ma-vegetables nematomatoes, ende varimi vaya manje havana storage sedzaive nevarungu dzekuti kana kukanzi kune stay away vanongoisa mumastorage vozoendesa. Zvoda kutoti zvichitobuda mangwanani nebhazi zvichitoenda kumbari kunotengeswa, saka pakatongoipa pakadaro. Alright, mukoma Divine, I see your hand up.
No, thank you so much, everyone. The reason why we are here, we love our country, we love each other, we want to succeed. But we have an issue that we have fallen in love with men who are in power. And some of the love is that of more than the way we love our own wives. It's almost erotic love. Because when a man has failed, when my own sister, my mother, they cannot drive an aeroplane and take me to a place. The problem we have is that we do not have a strong opposition leadership that can counter. There is an open field that has been purposely created. And as long as we do not have that competency of actually electing a leader or choosing a leader who has no ability to self-start a political party but waits for it to be created. The reason why I say this is because I am so sure that there are only two forms of authority in Zimbabwe, one with Mnangagwa and the second one with Nelson Chamisa. As much as people do not want, he remains the most powerful opposition leader. That's why if he comes to England, everybody rounds up. That is the state of affairs we have. The problem is, how do we propagate ourselves from that so that we can be productive individuals, so that we can take the country back, so that people who have ideas can participate to build a country? Because if you try to participate now to build a country, you are seen as a ZANU-PF member. But if you participate, if you are in a GNU, it's okay. So these double standards, ukuthi kana tisipo, the country is ungovernable. And on the other hand, then you are stuck on the sense that wherever you participate, you know most of you are got poisoned. I almost died. You saw some of my pictures when I was skinned. I didn't get any AIDS. I lost weight in 2 days. 2 days in Danganda won't properese rapera. And I was just so not, like just lost. Heat, sweat, just losing fluids. You've never seen anything like that. This is just to be killed for having an opinion, against the ruling party. That's it. To almost lose a life. And so I lost a cousin, most of you know, on the same incident where we were both poisoned. And today I continue to provide ideas to the government, to whoever wants, Zimbabwe gold idea. Right now we are talking about real world assets, which we are tokenizing our land, our water. All those ideas now are being built. If you look at it, they've announced now that they have tokenized 4 assets in Zimbabwe, which they are putting in a world blockchain. But guess what? We submitted that with Grace, with CC Grace, when we were running Nana Marufu back in the day. We were talking about how to build that, and the girl was like, "Well, they take the ideas. Of course, they never bring them back to you and say, well, I'm not angry with that." Because I'm for our development, for our country. Because when my brother Jason says here, people are struggling. People do not know the next day. I mean, like, you guys are blessed. You send money to your families. There are people who do not have anyone outside. And even if they do, they all are being taken care of by one person. The same way we grew up, it's still the same thing. One person take care of 30, 40, 50 members of the family. And anything happens in the family, they look after for that person. I mean, people are being evicted. You talk about vegetable gardens. I mean, that are being run kunanambara msika or wherever it is, those are like it vanotovane something. There are people who wake up in the house every day not knowing what to do next. They literally like, ndosha kundoita sei, ndine mwana ndine mhuri, ndibatsirewo, ndiri kutambudzika. And I hear these stories, and I hear people really begging on their knees to just get a day. I mean, it's not easy, but it's because they cannot participate because they are on the wrong side. And if they participate, it doesn't even really matter. And if they say anything against the reality of the ruling party, which I mean the opposition party, which should be the most powerful in terms of pushing back, lazy, doing nothing. They're also positioning themselves. Look at people like Komiki, no ethics. I mean, I mentioned them because he mentioned me here, and everybody says, I'm going to send you the tape, brother Scotty. You can hear it yourself that it came from here. So we have a lazy opposition party, and Sister Kero is always coming and saying, forget these people, get rid of these people. Our solution is a strong opposition movement that can push back, that can also compete for power. Unfortunately, the system we have, you have competition. You have the Democrats, you have the Republicans, you have ZANU-PF, you have opposition, you have Labour Party. It's the same thing. You got two opposing polar bodies. When the other one gets power, it maximizes its staying power. And unfortunately, it's not a good system, clearly, because it doesn't allow the others to participate. And if they get out competed, like, we had Trump here, he had the House and the Senate, and now look at what he has done. Until now, we have to look forward to removing him from the Congress as well. But the Senate, we already removed him, and he made over $2.8 billion in crypto. I mean, he's the most corrupt president of America. Remember, Trump even got arrested. He even got convicted for 34 felonies, and he's still going to go to jail after he leaves office because the crime is in New York. Those are the things I like about America. But he's prolonging kuti maybe anogona kufira office. I mean, that's what he's looking forward to because he doesn't want to go to jail. But he doesn't care. He's trying to make so corruption is everywhere. This is why I say these things. Corruption is here in America. Corruption is in the courts. But there is a system that holds people accountable. That is what's lacking in Zimbabwe. And what's also lacking is that we do not have a good opposition. We are stuck to our leaders. We love our leaders. We love them almost like tokona kutovaroora. Chamisana kuna kutoroorwa nevamwe varume panapa. And that's the sad thing, and that's the truth. And vanoenda tumavoice twavo tutete tete unotoshaya kuti these men, are they really I say this because I want to flash you guys out and stop being sissy about not being realistic, because you would never accept if you had a professor or engineering achitadza mathematics achitadza kukudzidzisai zvakanaka, you realize that you never pass your board exams, you would complain. There is no way. We are supposed to win We cannot keep running around. We are supposed to have better leadership. We cannot fall in love with a leader. We do not do that. We fall in love with capacity, capability to engineer, to produce. And that is what I wanted to just contribute on, having heard Brother Mitzi saying, we had so many ideas on how to develop Zimbabwe, on Zimbabwe economic
Yes.
movement. Thank you.
Mm. Yeah, Dr. Divine, a very good submission there, and factual and apana patumbo pixana nemi. You are correct there. But let me put a little bit of like a minute or so before I go give it back to the cause. Um, look, all right. Let's forget about complaining. What can we do? Say, Warume go Zimbabwe. Why I'm asking this question? I'm asking this question from Zimbabwe before independence. Because when I'm Gabriel, because Famsa say, Imi mwana Dr. Mafa imim. Nana Miz. Let us say, what can we do? Can you give me an answer, a simple answer, please? Before I go further in my submissions?
Okay, I'll just start. What we can do is to be stubborn as iron, continue to make people aware that we need new leadership, especially in the opposition leadership. There is nothing you can do if you're not in ZANU. You are not in ZANU. I have to only focus on my house because if I'm a father in my house, I fix the things in my house. I have to focus on the people that I know. I can't see myself in ZANU PF participating in anything in any of those structures. I'll be dead in a day. That's not just, but where continue tonzwisisa kuti tiri kutadza kumba kwedu isisi kuopposition, I need to replace those people so that we have a new chapter. I want to see people who can talk about how to develop a country, how to start real ideas that can make people follow us, how to feed people, how to have electricity in the rural areas, running tap water. No people vachiinda musango kunorumwa nenyuka kana kuti mapit latrine vachidoneramo. I want to see real agricultural inputs and machinery in the rural areas if we are trying to continue that process. I want to see clinics within 5 kilometers or less. I want to see schools that really teach kids engineering and mathematics so that we can continue to be a better global empire as well, especially in the South. I want to see banks in every section. I want to see a real financial system, a monetary system that really works, real money that can trade and people can feel good. I want to see real roads that people don't have accidents in. I want to see those ability for people to come together and protect their land. I want to see people with title deeds to make sure they have ownership, they have proper title, they have an ability to understand that they are building families. Nothing is temporary. I want to see people, having marriages and going to churches and making sure life is realistic. They look forward knowing that they have a future. I want to see a landscape that is not destroyed by Chinese and they come in and they just tell people move out and you don't have anything. I want to see people proud of their landscape. They walk around wotasa gomuraura, vonzwa kufara, kunzwa kuti ya ndiri kumusha ndiri kuZimbabwe pamusha pedu. You feel proud of your country. We've lost that sense because our country has been taken, our country has been mutilated, and we don't have a say and people are afraid. I want to see people have to come in and submit paper to my suggestions, and these suggestions are taken. That's not the opposition doesn't have solutions because people are in love with it. And first, we need to make sure people realize that they are delusional for the love that they have for the current leadership that we have. And without that, we are wasting time. And that's why I stick to it. That is why I am steadfast to make sure until people reject the terrible leadership we have, then we can move forward. I mean, we're trying. We still have Zimbabwe economic movement. I'm even saying we're going to change the name of the country to Zambia so that because the constitution has already been violated already, and so therefore we are not working with what we can't be following 2013 constitution because if we go with this Now we have to arrest everyone who ever committed treason against the past, even Mugabe, even though I never supported him. The law is the law. It must be followed. America has taught me to follow the law no matter whether it's Trump, I not end up with Jerry Chet. So that is one of the things. And also being in the healthcare industry, I am ethical. I stick to it no matter what. I am going to stick to it. And mtemo, and you have no idea. You have no idea. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I think Brother Midzi and Sister Grace have something to say.
Yeah, Mkomamizi, go on, Mkomamizi. Then Grace will come after you.
ambomire midzi endaona nyika
Okay, Mkomanyika, go ahead.
nyika dzini
Mkomanyika, go ahead.
nyika yewakwena wakaiputsa
Zvakanaka.
divine audaita
Eh,
president
eh,
wezimbabwe.
Yeah, but Mkomanyika, before you go ahead, the question is, we don't want now a man of Zimbabwe kungo submitter. We want solutions. What can we do? For example, vana Mugabe vakaenda kuhondo vakatipa independent. Saka da kuti Mkomanyika imimi une submissions mutipe masolutions toita sei kuti tibude mucable 3